Lessons from the Ali Lotti situation. If you don't know and you've been living under a rock, Ali Lotti, who was Juice World's ex-girlfriend, or I guess they never broke up, but he died while they were dating. They never got married. They never had a child. So she has no right to any of his money. And now she's not only going on OnlyFans, but doing like a whole, like, she essentially got a lot of Juice World fans into the OnlyFans, making it seem like she was gonna post moments about his life. They love him. They wish he was still here. But instead, no, she's posting her booty. Um, so a lot of people are angry about that. And when you step into OnlyFans territory, you step into my territory. It's that simple, and it's to be spoken on by me. Um, I will do my best to understand all parties involved and cover them fairly, but I'm not gonna hold back or pull any punches. I'm gonna tell the fucking truth here about everything that fucking happened. Uh, from an OnlyFans perspective, from a life perspective. So if you're a female looking to finesse men, if you're a female, hopefully you're not looking to finesse men, but you're just looking to not get finessed and get the best deal that you deserve for what you're worth, this is the perfect video for you, because you're gonna learn a lot. Um, I'm gonna get deeper into this later in the video, but I'll say there's no accident that she ended up with Juice World. It wasn't like a, oh, this happened this happened on accident kind of thing. She got into that position on purpose, and she took specific actions to make sure she got into that position. But let's get to the video. So, well, I mean, I kind of already gave it up. So let's talk about it. She's a stripper. She was stripping before Juice World. I'm not making this up.
I'm walking to a strip club during other than that,
She said walking into a strip club, but let's see.
Strip club once before in my whole life, and this time I'm about 23, like 24. I stayed the rest of the time in Alabama, just chilling, right?
Right.
And then went there after I got my dog, and walked in as a bartender, walked out as a dancer named Lotti.
As a dancer, meaning she was on the pole stripping. But one thing anybody who knows about strip clubs, not from the customer tricking side, but from the management side, you'll know that it's not the most beautiful strippers that make the money. No. The most beautiful strippers are often broke. The strippers that make the most money are the strippers that know how to talk. Now, don't get me wrong, she's not ugly, and she'd be like one of the cuter girls in a strip club. Well, in Alabama, she'd probably be the cutest girl in a strip club. In LA, she'd be like mid. But she's not one of the super model beautiful face girls. She's very attractive, but she's not that, right? She had to talk in order to get her money, and clearly, from hearing her talk, and you hear she's an emotionally intelligent person. She's good at talking. When I say talking, I don't mean like just like talking in front of a camera like how I am now. I mean love talking. I mean seducing, right? There's a reason this woman lost $1 million. This millionaire woman gave $1 million to some random Nigerian person online because they know how to seduce. They know how to get people to fall in love. Why am I saying this? Lesson number one, talk. Lesson number one is talk. Talk to all of your subscribers daily. Talk to every single one. A lot of these dudes may be lonely dudes. They may be willing to pay you at least $100 a month alone. You're gonna have to give them some content for that. But really, what they want is to love and to feel loved. Really, I shouldn't be saying this for free. Holy shit! But talk. She made her money, and she got around Juice World from doing nothing but talking. Building a love connection. And you're going to see more of that later. So after she, after she gained her skills in talking to men and manipulating men, she put herself in the right places. This is so important. You have to be in the right places. You have to be in the right places virtually for an OnlyFans model. And you have to be in the right places physically for a girl who wants to marry and date famous dudes in real life. Also, as an OnlyFans model, marrying and dating famous dudes can help your career a lot. So really, as an OnlyFans model, you need to be doing both. But it's about being in the right places. Let's look at this.
Yeah, I would go with my friend. I've been in this I guess what, industry for a minute, but like.
She's saying industry. She was going on tours. She was going on like different tours with underground artists, and that's how she found out about Juice, discovered him, and made her move. Now, being on tours, that's one place. Another place is luxury gyms. Pay for a luxury gym membership. Like even me, I pay for one just because I need the sauna, right, to keep my heart healthy. But the types of people that I know in there, I know the dude who designed the ride Soarin' at Disney. I know multiple law enforcement officers, one FBI agent. Uh, I know the nigga who's designing all the fuel cells for Toyota. Like the, I mean, he's not the head, but like he's like one of the like top five guys. Like he's like when, all right, and if you don't know, like electric shit, like it's cool, but it's causing a lot of waste. So eventually, the problem we're having with gas cars fucking up the environment, we're gonna have with electric cars, and we're all gonna drive fuel cells. In 50 years, every car's not gonna be electric. It's all gonna be fuel cell cars. One of the main niggas doing that, I know him personally. We laugh, we share jokes. Multiple niggas who have $10 million or more. I met one nigga who has a house on the Strand in Manhattan Beach. No, Hermosa actually. He said Hermosa, but my guy Dan, we was talking about this actually. We was talking about women. Um, that's at least a $10 million house, and he was showing me the plans of how he's rebuilding that house. I know all these dudes as a guy. I don't have pussy to offer. If you knew any of these guys, you'd be in a lot different life and financial situation. Be in these places. So luxury gym is one. Backstage, get backstage. That's one. Be in the studios where rappers are. Honestly, there's a whole list of these. I actually made an episode on it, but I'm not gonna give that for free. I'll put it in the course. And also, if you sign on to management with us, DM me on Instagram at 710 if you'd like to do so. If you see all the knowledge given on this channel for free, and you rightfully estimate that the shit I charge for, the shit that I charge 50% of what you make for, is 100 times better than this. Well, come get management from us. DM me from your page so we can see what you have going on. And in that message where you DM me, let us know why we should work with you. Um, but yeah, be around these places. It's no accident she discovered Juice World. She was around these artists. She was around these tours.
Video to actually being around him.
Amazing us.
But okay, how do we get from you seeing his music video to actually being around him and meeting him?
So I saw his music video and I was like, I'm gonna play this shit. I don't care what studio I'm in, who I'm around. Like I'm playing this shit. I was working at the club. I made them play him, and I was like, hey, I don't know, because when I did, he had like barely any. He had like, be like, is this your song? I thought it was like.
So she DM'd him on his page. I'm trying to skip through this because she's kind of taking a while to get there.
Like keep it up, like don't fucking stop, this shit's so good. And I played it everywhere, did like, and then it was like 3 months later everyone was like, yeah, this shit's fire, and like on the radio it's everywhere. And then but in that process obviously we kept up and just would talk to each other here and there.
This is not even one of the lessons I have written down, but fire, reach out and then keep up, keep the connection going, you know.
And then as time went on,
OnlyFans models, do this with your subscribers. And I've already kind of let this slip for free, but remember their birthdays. That's all I'll say. But keep up with them. Even if you have like a real good connection with a friend and you guys have fun every time y'all go out together, but you don't hear from them for a couple months, it's you guys may forget about each other.
go ahead and talk to me more about.
Don't let that happen with your fans. She didn't let that happen with Juice World.
What he was doing when it came down, like he's like, I'm upset, and I'm like, okay, what's up? You know what I mean?
You're not used to guys
like,
hitting you with shit like that?
Yeah, no, not. I'm like, bro, what do you mean? And then he's like, da 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 da. I'm like, bro, you're just having a panic attack. Like, sit down. Like, he's like, what do you mean a panic attack? Like, no one knew around him what he was going through. And I'm like, man, bro, you just.
So, this, and she may be doing it on purpose. She may, like, not be doing it on purpose. This is like mother game, right? You create a problem for someone, and then you make yourself the solution to that problem. Now, maybe he was really having anxiety attacks. Maybe he wasn't. You know, but regardless, this is, you know, she's attracted to his emotions. She sees him blowing up, so she wants to make a reason for her to be around, right? And there's a ton of lessons in this stage. First lesson 3 out of all of this. Um, don't lead with the pussy. She wanted to fuck him. Every girl in his DMs wanted to fuck him because they saw him getting famous as fuck, fast as fuck. She did she lead with the pussy? No, she led with kindness, good energy, happiness. Did she do this on purpose to manipulate a younger man? Because she was 25 at the time, he was 19. Did she do this on purpose to manipulate a younger man into falling in love with her? Maybe. But she also could have just done it instinctually. Like she couldn't help that she was attracted to him, you know. Right here, it's like an old video of her with Smoke Perp, like kissing on him. Essentially, I mean, not to like for show like call her a groupie, but like because groupie's like kind of a mean term, but I think it rightfully applies in this situation. She wants to be around dudes with clout, and she's trading sexual access for that clout. Um, but my point is, she didn't lead with the pussy. She didn't try and give it all away as soon as possible. She didn't say, "Hey, let's fuck. Hey, let's fuck." Because what that's gonna do is make you a groupie. It's gonna make him want to smash you and get rid of you because you're showing that's all you have to offer. Lesson 4, and we don't know if she did this on purpose. Don't date a ladies' man. Uh, Future. If you were to try this on Future, even on the come up, it wouldn't have worked. Whereas Juice World, he's Mr. All Girls Are the Same. He's Mr. I still see your shadows in my room. He's getting hurt by women. Um, that type of game is just not gonna work on him. He doesn't know how to protect himself from that. He doesn't know how to. He just loves women. He just has strong emotions and loves hard. An individual like that will be a lot easier to manipulate than an individual, a dude who's real good with women, right? And you can use that like to try and manipulate men who are bad with women. That will be an evil thing to do, or you can use that to protect yourself, even in your real life. Besides the OnlyFans shit, right? And us coaching texters, messengers, the people who message your fans for you, we separate guys by certain personality types. If he has that aggressive, if like now every dude on OnlyFans, most dudes who are on OnlyFans aren't successful with women at all, right? But some are more simpish and more easy to finesse than others, and we have different scripts to finesse different types of dudes differently, obviously. Um, and it's a lot easier to finesse the dude who is not great with girls than the dude who is. Um, but in your personal life, you could like you should search out for dudes who may not be that good with girls because he's less likely to hurt you, right? He's less likely to be able to cheat on you. Lesson 5: get in early. She caught him when he was still flying coach. They were talking about she was talking about him and her flying coach together. That's hey, that's not like the bottom. Like you're still flying around the world as an artist. There's millions of people who are or at least thousands of people who are fans of you, and you're getting paid to go do shows at different places. That's not like really, you're far from a homeless man, and yet it's still not as good as the private jets and shit. It's still not that big yet. So my point is, she got in early, and when she first followed him and messaged him, he was like just blowing up, and it was to the point where she didn't even know that it was his real page. She said that herself. She didn't know it was because she thought he should have way more followers than this, right? She thought it was a fake page. So be a venture capital person, right? Don't search for the dude who's already famous. He already has hundreds of girls. Like if she trying to get at Juice World, and if she ran that exact same game, if she was the exact same person, but she just tried maybe a month or two later that they had that first connection, it wouldn't have worked because now he has hundreds of her. And now the hundreds of her, they all seem worse. They all seem like you wasn't here you wasn't here 2 months ago. Why are you here now? Lesson 7: never fumble the bag. And this is gonna sound bad, like Juice World was the bag, but he was the bag, and she fumbled him. Now like I'm not gonna say like she oh shit, I skipped lesson 6 before lesson 7. Lesson 6. And don't worry, that shit sound crazy. I'm going to make it make sense and tie it all up together nicely with a little bow. Lesson 6, provide value. She provided value as like a therapist. You can see it here. She's saying, oh, you're having an anxiety attack. Do this, this, and this, and you'll be better. Maybe he was having an anxiety attack. Maybe he wasn't. But either way, she's not a fucking, she's not a trained medical professional. She's a stripper. But my point is, she felt a lot of value from this person. Oh, he's making great music. Oh, he's gonna go on to do big things. Let me try and help him and do something for him and be nice to him. If you provide value, you are needed. And a lot of women, like, the only value they try to provide is sex. But because a lot of women, the only value they try to provide is sex, it's now easy to get for a lot of men, because that's all girls have to give, right? That's all a lot of girls have to give. Most girls have to give. So if you have to provide value that's not sex. I should specify. So provide non-sexual value. Provide value that do something to help his life that other women can't do, or that most women wouldn't do. And I think she was talking about having anxiety issues herself. So now they relate on that level, and she can help him on that level. And then finally, lesson 7, never fumble the bag. Now that sounds kind of bad, right? Like looking at Juice WRLD as a bag and not a person, but really that's what we all do. Women look at men as bags. Women look at men as he's this tall, he's this rich, his dick is this size, he's this funny, right? And men look at women as her face is this pretty, her ass is this big, her titties are this big. We all like. She would not have dated Juice WRLD if he was a 4'11", insanely overweight dude, right? And Juice WRLD would not have dated her if she didn't have hella ass on her page, right? Like for you to date someone, they have to be attractive. That's just a fact. So yes, it sounds bad to say she fumbled the bag. She also fumbled a person she loved and cared about, but she would not have built love and care for that person if he was a ugly motherfucker who wasn't rich, who had no potential, who didn't make fire music. If he was just a regular motherfucker, she would not have cared about him in the first place. She would not have reached out to message him in the first place. That's a simple fact. So we're all shallow in that way, right? So yeah, don't fumble the bag. If you have somebody, like this goes vice versa for men. If you have a woman who you really like, fuck with her, and you really like her, and you feel like she's different than the rest, don't fumble that, right? Women, if you have a guy he's making a lot of money, right? Don't fumble that. Because as you grow to depend on that, as you grow to get used to that lifestyle, and we're gonna get deeper to this in part 2, as you grow to get used to that lifestyle, the person who had you around it, if they're gone, suddenly you may not be able to be around it anymore. And it may cause you to do fuck shit. It may cause you to do wild ass fuck shit that disrespects his legacy entirely. If you didn't notice, I was speaking generally, but not speaking generally, right? Lesson 8, have kids, not abortions. Now so essentially Ali Lotti and Juice WRLD were trying to have a kid, but I think they had like 3 failed pregnancies. Sad as fuck. Not something to joke about. It's fucked up. Some women have problems carrying pregnancies because of abortions, but some women just have infertility problems in general. Whichever way it was. I mean, abortions, like, don't get abortions ever, because it can cause shit like this. So, ideally don't fuck around and don't let people nut raw that don't want to have a kid with you, right? But well, honestly, yeah, that's the only way to prevent an abortion. Because if he doesn't want to have a kid, what, you gonna make him have the kid? And now what, right? Unless he's Drake and Drake's baby mama. Like if it's Drake, okay, but unless it's Drake, that's not a good situation for the kid to grow up in. And even with Drake, not to talk shit about people's kids or anything, but that's probably not the best situation for a kid to grow up in. Kids are most successful growing up with their mother and father together in the home. The two people that birthed them. The two people that came together to birth that child, if they are together and loving that child, divorces fuck it up. But if they were like if you talk to kids or if you talk to people whose parents got divorced, it breaks their fucking heart to this day, So imagine the divorce happening from ever since they were a baby, their mom and dad not loving each other. Anyways, have kids, not abortions. What I mean by that is, if you're having a kid, or if you're with someone, if you're giving a lot of your life to someone, if you're spending a lot of your time with that person, have a fucking kid with that person. And this may sound like a woman gold digger thing, but it goes vice versa for men too. if Allie had a kid with Juice, she wouldn't have to be doing all this crazy OnlyFans shit out here. And we're gonna break that down in part two. But she wouldn't have to be embarrassing herself out here like this. Because if she has a kid, now she's taken care of completely. She wasn't able to have the kid for whatever reason. But in that case, you're supposed to get a fertility doctor. That's the most important thing. Have a kid with this person because you've given a lot of yourself to them. So you need to make sure they don't go off and leave you, right? Another example of this that's male to female is Young Gleesh and Kali Uchis. Young Gleesh was a popular rapper. He was way more popular. I don't know like how popular he is now. I still fuck with Gleesh, but he was dating Kali Uchis when Kali Uchis was like nobody. Nobody had ever heard of her. All of a sudden, Kali Uchis started getting on songs with Tyler, the Creator. All of a sudden, Kali Uchis started having her own popular songs. Now, Kali Uchis is way more popular. They dated for like damn near a decade, and Gleesh has nothing to show for it. And now, don't get me wrong, he was cheating and shit too. But at the time, his value was higher. Regardless, he gave so much of his life to that person, and now, like, I'm confident they don't even talk. They don't even talk to each other. And he gave tons of his life to that person. Another example, Doja Cat's ex-boyfriend. And the Young Gleesh shit, you could say like it was 50-50 blame, right? Like he was a bit wrong, she was a bit wrong. But now he's left behind, right? My point is he should have had a fucking kid with her. Now they're tied forever, which, you know, is righteous. But next is Doja Cat. Doja Cat's ex-boyfriend, he killed himself. She did like a lot of evil shit to him. She like deleted all his music. He had like a hard drive full of music that he loved. She deleted that shit. She did like more evil shit to them. And then he killed himself. Now she's famous. And keep in mind, he was more famous than her at the time. Again. And they had dated like for some years. He killed himself. I'm not going to blame her directly for it, but it kind of seems like, oh, you deleted dude's whole hard drive. He's emotionally unstable. You break up with him and now he kills himself. Doja Cat doesn't care though. She's not worried about that shit. She's famous as fuck. She's more famous than she's ever been. So, those are the 8 lessons from this video. And where she fucked up. So, well, first let's lead into part 2. So Juice dies. Rest in peace. And she doesn't have a kid with Juice, so she's entitled to none of his money. What from here? And then in part 2 of this video, we're gonna talk about the exact OnlyFans finesse, how bad it is, how fucked up it is. Like when I say bad, I mean like bad business, like dumb, like not well thought out or clever at all, and very transparent. And when I say fucked up, I mean like disrespectful to Juice. But and the new guy she's dating, we're gonna talk about all that shit in the second part of this. So that's coming soon.